Welcome to the 910preps.com high school football scoreboard for games played Friday, November 8th. I'm Sonny Jones. It was the final night of the high school football regular season, and what a bunch of exciting games around Cumberland County and the Cape Fear region. Here's the scoreboard. At Fayetteville State University, Terry Sanford wraps up its season with a 47-18 win over Pine Forest. Dorian Clark with 4 touchdowns. Jacob Knight runs for 2, passes for another, as the Bulldogs clinch a share of the Patriot 4A, 3A Conference Championship. They share that with the Southview Tigers, who got 5 touchdowns from Matthew Pemberton in beating Overhills 52-8. The other Patriot Conference team that came in tied for first place lost on Friday night, that being the Cape Fear Colts. The E.E. Smith Golden Bulls blow out Cape Fear 43-0. The Colts came into the game the hottest team in Cumberland County, had won 6 straight. That ended on Friday night. E.E. Smith ends the season 4-7 after going winless last season. A couple other games involving Patriot Conference team. Grays Creek with a big win over Westover, 69-20. Jerry Garcia, Zaire Adams Duxon, and Gavin Freeman all rushed for more than 100 yards for Grays Creek. In a non-conference game, Douglas Byrd ends its season with a 6-0 win over Fairmont. The Eagles go 2-9 overall. Now, Terry Sanford and Southview share the Patriot Conference Championship. Terry Sanford, the top 3A seed. Southview, the top 4A seed. The pairings will be released on Saturday. In the Sandhills 4A Conference, it was 71-27, Jack Britt 14, dominating performance by the Falcons Friday night. Donovan Wright with 2 touchdowns. Elsewhere, Richmond routed Scotland 48-13. Caleb Hood with 3 touchdown passes. The Richmond quarterback also ran for a score. Interesting, it was 14-13. About midway in the second quarter, Richmond scored the next 6 touchdowns to clinch an undefeated regular season. Hope County gets 3 touchdowns from Jada McGill in beating Pinecrest 26-10. Nick Ramirez kicks a field goal in overtime to give Purnell Sweat a 24-21 victory over Lumberton. Richmond, the Sandhills Conference champion. Pinecrest and Scotland tie for second. Pinecrest gets the number 2 seed by virtue of its win over Scotland. Hey, did you know there's a state champion in Cumberland County this football season? That's right, the Trinity Christian Crusaders just blew out South Lake Christian of Huntersville 64-16 on Friday night to win the North Carolina Independent Schools Athletic Association Division III state championship. It was also head coach Chuck Webster's 100th win at the helm of the Crusaders and their first 11-man state champion. They won the 8-man state titles in 2007, 2008, and 2009. In the Tri-County 3A Conference, Lee County wraps up an undefeated season, defeating rival Southern Lee 44-0, your final there. A.J. Bulware with 3 touchdown runs for the Yellow Jackets. Elsewhere, it was Harnett Central 28, Triton 14, and on Thursday, Union Pines routs Western Harnett 60-7. The Three Rivers 2A 1A Conference, the big game on Friday night, saw St. Paul's get 3 touchdowns and 206 yards rushing from Marquise Coleman and knocking off Red Springs 24-7, rivalry game there. Elsewhere, Whiteville shut out South Columbus 49-0. East Bladen over West Bladen 42-6. Lawson Hester with 4 touchdowns for the Eagles, and it was West Columbus 26, East Columbus 20. Now, Red Springs and Whiteville tie are co-champions of the Three Rivers 2A 1A Conference. Red Springs gets the top seed by virtue of its win earlier in the season against the Wolfpack. The East Central 2A Conference, Clinton came into Friday night having already wrapped up the conference championship. Well, they put a stamp on it Friday, defeating Midway 49-3. The other games, it was East Duplin 26, Goldsboro 24. Wallace Rose Hill routs James Keenan 63-19. Clinton goes 5-0 in the East Central. East Duplin, Wallace Rose Hill both go 3-2 for second place. East Duplin beat the Bulldogs, so they'll get the number 2 seed. In the Carolina 1A, out of our coverage area, but what a championship game it was as Rosewood defeats Princeton 42-35, and overtime. DeMonte Fente with a game-winning score in OT, and then the Rosewood defense holds Princeton from about the 3-yard line to end it, and so Rosewood wins the Carolina 1A championship. Hampton held off North Duplin 36-34 in a good one, and on Thursday night it was Union 32, Lakewood 14. That's it for the 910preps.com high school football scoreboard for games played on Friday, November 8th. I'm Sonny Jones.